I have a lot of respect for this dude. I really do. We're gonna bring up our next comedian tonight. Please give a loud round of applause for my boy, Angelo Gingerelli.
Keep it going for Heather, everybody. Thanks, Drew. Drew's my favorite sound guy in the game because the last time I was here, some woman was up here and not doing great, and she goes, "How much time do I have left?" And he goes from the sound booth, "None." And I remember thinking, that's a tough crowd when the sound guy is calling comics out. The Brighton Bar is a rough room.
Yeah.
But just to reiterate what Heather said, buy drinks, buy pork roll. I live about a mile away from here, and I need this mic to work. Like, I just need this to be a thing, a mic I could walk to when it's reasonably nice weather outside. So give it up for Brighton Bar and Heather again. Couple other shout outs before we really get rolling. Heather made Dan Caprio's show at his house in suburban Trenton sound really weird, and I promise it's not that weird. Once you get an hour away from here on 95, get off, drive another half hour through the suburbs, and then get to his house, which is at the end of a cul-de-sac, and then get in the basement. Not as weird as it sounds. It's actually a really fun show. And then definitely check out Jess's show on the 2nd. She's at Anchor's Bend. Keep it going for that. And then my guy Joe College, my favorite rapper from Monmouth County, at House of Independence that same night. So I am really focused on having the night of my life on February 2nd, which is next Friday. Could not be more excited. Every time Heather brings me to a stage, she always introduced me the way she called me out before as like the only adult in the room, which I guess is true. Like, I'm married, I have a child, I have health insurance, I am an adult. I'm an adult for all intents and purposes. But what happens when you're an adult, you start getting invited to mad weddings. Like, me and my wife have been to 30 weddings together already. We got the next 3 are in the books. We're gonna hit 33 easy. We're gonna invite to 3 more weddings this year. But this summer, I got a special wedding I'm going to, and I was asked to be the best man. And the thing is, everybody at the wedding knows I mess around with comedy, so they're expecting like the best man speech ever, right? And I myself hold myself to a high standard because I've been the best man before. And in my opinion, if you're the best man or the maid of honor, there's only one acceptable scenario. That is, you give your speech and the other person just gives up. Like the end of 8 Mile. That was too fire. I can't do a toast now. Hats off to you. Give the mic to you and walk home. Like, I attack best man speeches like Jimmy B. Rabbit in 8 Mile. So what I need you guys to do is let me run through this best man speech and see what you think about it. You guys down with that? Okay, couple things. The main thing about this couple to remember, it's my friends Dave and Jess, not Jess Alamo, obviously. She's my friend too. But Dave is my guy. He was born in Buffalo. Jess is from Long Island, and the wedding is going to be on Long Island. Okay. Now, if you've seen me do comedy before, you know I am not above pandering to a crowd. I'll be like, I have a daughter. Give it up for me. Like, who's from Jersey? We're in Long Branch, so clearly everybody's from if you're in the Brighton Bar on a Monday in January, chances are you're from Jersey. Like, you're not traveling from Michigan to be here tonight. I think we agree with that, right? So I'm going to do the same kind of pandering in this speech and just really hammer home Buffalo and Long Island. You guys ready for this? All right. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to Jess and Dave's wedding, and I think I speak for all of us when I say this is the best Buffalo to Long Island connection since the Islanders traded Pat LaFontaine to the Buffalo Sabres in the 80s. Also, let's hear it for that cocktail hour. Wow, pretty sure I recouped my expenses for this whole fiasco on the shrimp cocktail alone. Good God, do I love a raw bar. Also, before we move on to the couple of the hour, let me take a minute and give it up for the bridal party. Give it up for the bridal party. Jess, great group of bridesmaids. No fatties. Way to go. I've already had more fun with this group of girls than I've ever had driving on the Long Island Expressway. Because as we all know, driving on the LIE is not fun. Long Island traffic. Am I right? Long Island traffic. Dave, I'm really happy I got to know your groomsmen on our surfing trip to Costa Rica. What a great group of guys. Except Steve. Steve's not that great. Also, Bill, try to remember there's a difference between not gay myself and homophobic. Things got real weird for a minute, but I hope we can remain friends, at least on Facebook. Now, moving on to Dave and Jess. Jess, you look absolutely beautiful on your special day. I never thought I would say this, but you look better than a 5-mile stretch of the Long Island Expressway without traffic. LIE traffic, am I right? When I saw you today, it was like Ice Cube said back in the day, God damn you fine. When I saw you walk down the aisle, I actually thought to myself, whoa, she might knock one of the cast of Saved by the Bell off the list of women I can sleep with, and my wife would be cool with it. Also, I'm sure that dress costs an arm and a leg. It's a good thing your father's a doctor and the medical industrial complex has this country in a financial chokehold that keeps us all slaves in 9-to-5 jobs that provide health insurance so we don't have to resort to a life of crime to pay for stitches and some painkillers. The fact that your family has manipulated the system in a manner in which you can wear a $7,000 Vera Wang gown on your wedding is dope, and you should be real proud of yourselves. Shout out to your Dr. Dad, Jess.
Oh, shit! Whoa!
This will work at a wedding, right? We can do this? Like my attitude, if it kills in Brighton Bar, it's going to kill in a banquet hall, right? All right. I know you take pride in being a, quote, self-made woman that shines an example of how young women can achieve anything they want. But let's keep it real. You were born on third base and act like you hit a home run. And to keep it all the way real, you really haven't achieved that much. So it's more like you were born on third base, got picked off by the pitcher, got sent down to the minors, and then got released from the organization. Oh, we're going hard. Anyway, congrats on marrying my friend Dave. Contrary to popular belief, he's not my best friend. We know each other from work, and his brother is on house arrest and can't be here. In all likelihood, we will barely speak once this weekend is over. But you seem to make him happy, as all of the Long Island people were in the early 80s when the Islanders won, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Stanley Cups in a row.
Applause.
I hope you have a nice life on Long Island and he doesn't beat you like New York Islanders defenseman Dennis Potvin allegedly beat his wife. And may your lovemaking sessions last longer than the traffic on the Long Island Expressway. LA traffic, am I right? Okay, where are my Buffalo people at? Came down to Brighton Bar from Buffalo on a Monday night. You gotta ask yourself some questions. Yes, my people, the home of incredibly cold temperatures, incredibly hot wings, and incredibly incompetent football and hockey teams. Dave, almost everybody here, including myself, was expecting your brother Mark to be the best man. But when you get your 3rd public intoxication citation in a 6-week span, and 2 of them happen in a school zone, you can't be too surprised that Buffalo PD told him to stay in the house for a minute. I think it's better for everybody. I've known Dave for close to 10 years, and whenever I think about him, the one phrase that comes to mind immediately is, sucks to be you. Like when we saw that morbidly obese woman fall out of her scooter at ShopRite, and instead of helping her up, you just stepped over her body and said, sucks to be you. Or that time I lost my jacket at a rave and I was freezing waiting for the train back to Jersey, and you looked at me and said, sucks to be you. Or that time you accidentally elbowed a woman in the head when you went to see Ja Rule, and when she was unconscious on the ground, you simply said, sucks to be you. That was such classic, vintage, sucks to be you Dave. I loved it. Also, I've never understood your need to get blackout, obliterated drunk at sporting events and concerts. I didn't pay $65 for these Nelly tickets to spend the entire show in the medic tent getting my stomach pumped and an IV for dehydration. Nelly shows were lit back in the day, if you don't remember. Also, I'll never forget the time we saw Paul Wall in the city, and I walked up to him and got a hip-hop half hug and said, when's the People's Champ 2 coming out? My friend's a big fan, and you just stood there like a deer in headlights. Way to go. Way to make us look cool in front of Paul Wall, Dave. So I think I speak for everybody here when I say I wish you both nothing but the best and more years of happiness than Buffalo has days where it's less than 0 degrees and Long Island has the ladies on the expressway. Damn, Long Island traffic. Am I right? Finally, for the sports fans in the house, I hope Dave is more successful in marriage than the Buffalo Bills were in Super Bowls in the 90s. Because if he fails 4 times and never gets one right, he will be a destitute poor person, and I've seen him in a fight. He's not built for that life. He will get knocked out on his first trip to the soup kitchen. Finally, to any of my Long Island people that are fans of New York's other hockey team and think the Rangers will win a cup before the New York Islanders do, I have 4 words for you. Not on my watch. Tip your waitstaff, enjoy the dance floor and the DJ, have a good night at this wedding.